We can see what's popping out there today. No, Steph's already at it. Go. And there we go. All right. What all do I have tagged? Oh god, Madonna. Yeah, that was a train wreck. This was excellent.
Direct violation of the First Amendment.
I guess California is trying to pass a Stop Nick Shirley Act? Seriously?
The bill AB 2624, why would you sign off on that? It's a direct violation of the First Amendment, and it makes it harder for people to expose fraud here.
We have Ledge Council. They check the constitutionality of all our bills as we're writing them. I work on fraud issues. You'd know that if you look at some of the work I did on the budget subcommittee.
Amazing. So the
so we're gonna get sass. We're gonna do
Mia Bonta,
little passive aggressive Gen Z sass. Okay.
her husband's Attorney General of the Attorney General of California, and it was only until I exposed fraud that they actually cracked down on the fraud and made some arrests here, especially with the hospices. And do you know that if this bill were to pass, it'd make it illegal for someone to go after fraud, especially if it's based off of immigrants, for instance, Armenians in California?
No, I think that that's a misinterpretation of the bill, but I'm happy to talk.
It's dead on.
Talk with you more about it, and
Don't you
fraud
worry.
and investigations into fraud are something that's been happening for a very long time. The Attorney General handles those cases. This is an ongoing issue.
It's a little weird that the wife of the Attorney General, Mia Bonta, is now pushing this bill that literally goes against the First Amendment.
No, I actually don't.
Come on, camera.
I don't think that this bill violates the First Amendment. I mean,
Really?
that's the whole purpose. We have Ledge Council and Ledge attorneys that talk with us about this. Constitutionality is really important to the work.
So your bill criminalizes publication of images recorded in public. You believe the government has the right to punish journalists for filming in public space?
No, I think that is a complete misinterpretation of actually the piece of legislation.
And someone it says.
That is not. That's literally what would happen. Speaker Rivas, how are you doing? What do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act? AB 26.
God, this is so busy. It's just nuts. The whole state is just fried, man. All right, how bad was it?
It goes like this. Can we get together? I really wanna be with you. Come on, check it out.
They're all thinking, oh god, she's falling apart right in front of us. Oh no.
Oh, what is going on? Get me out
Oh
of
yeah,
here.
the shark thing. This is nuts. Freaking guy. Can you imagine?
Whoa! What is going on? Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Oh my gosh! It's drum and sharks! Whoa, this is crazy! This is crazy! Look at the drum! Look at the drum! Look at the sharks!
That's
This
nuts.
is insane! An absolute feeding frenzy.
Nope. Wouldn't be me. Oh boy. I feel like this deserves my time, but I don't feel like doing it right now, so maybe tomorrow. Sorry, I just woke up. Caffeine hasn't gone down the hatch. Maybe later. It is quite a post, though, and everyone ought to read it, no matter what you think of them. Wherever you fall with them, with what's his name, Thiel and the whole crowd. People are shaping our world. Probably owe it to yourself to read what they're saying. think there's a lot to like. Also a lot to be worried about. Mixed feelings. It is a brief summary of Alex Karp's book, The Technological Republic. Very, obviously, very brief. This is fascinating. I just tagged that for my own interests, but
so my talk is about the death.
If you're interested in like the evolution of technology, this is a really interesting watch.
Of UI.
It goes over the history of user interfaces over time.
A little light this, that systems.
The history
next.
of UIs.
And to give a little bit of context, starting with the mainframe, evolving to the CL. These are kind of of where it is. In
Where did it start? There you go.
And it was actually something that
there's the first computer interface.
Was built by a guy named John von Neumann. And that name might seem familiar to you if you've heard of von Neumann architecture. It's the fundamental computing architecture we use for instruction address.
Still.
And also, von Neumann worked on the Manhattan Project, which was the project to create the first atomic bomb. And this computer was actually built for doing simulations for the implosion of the atomic bomb. It was actually built at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton for that.
Operated with like literal the punch card system in this one, or the
and this generalized the work that was done on one. Does anybody, which stood these types. This is actually the factory where they manufacture it, so you can see a bunch of them. And the IBM 1401 was tiny. I'll actually give you one for free. They got
there's a punch card
laying around. But this is how you programmed it. These punch cards, this actually stored the instructions, the memory, the program was on there. And there were people that
remember
feed these punch cards to the machines to do the computation.
Being fascinated by these as a kid. Like my dad's office and stuff.
So back in the mainframe
the olden days,
I
think he had like old stuff just kind of laying around.
The interface here was switches and punch cards. That was the user interface. The human interface was these physical switches. DEC. This was the DEC VT100. CLI.
Look at
the
that.
Command line interface.
The part I found so interesting about it is how it's basically like kind of just come full circle. Like we're back to this now. This is how I'm interacting with all the like everything now. It's all command line. Where is it? All this. How we're interacting with the most advanced technology of our day. Still.
This is
for a while we went to touch first to this, graphical user interfaces with like a little pointer and a mouse, touch.
Respond.
But now we're back to this.
Everybody is building the same.
In some cases, literally this. Like, it's so weird.
Same thing.
I gotta pop a chat out here. Forgot to do that for my Rumble. Now, granted, a lot has changed in between, but then again, has it really? I don't know that it really has. It's just the language we use is different. And back then, it was very specific computer language, programming language, stuff you had to study, go to school for years for, learn an entire new way of communicating with a machine. Now we're using the same interface more or less, but it's just natural our language. Still programming though, if you think about it. Still doing the same thing.
Interfaces for machines. There's an entire...
I haven't finished it yet. It goes on. I stopped probably about the halfway point. But I was really kind of curious to see where he thinks it's going to go next. where does it go from here? Now that we've come back around. Okay. This was a crazy story.
Immigration as a whole. I have a big problem with UK immigration and Europe immigration as a whole. And before you call me a racist, because I'm not, just hear me out. In 2024, in October, I was stabbed by a Somalian immigrant for defending my girlfriend while he was trying to touch her. He hit me first, and I defended myself, and by the time the whole situation had ended, I had realized I'd been stabbed. I was in hospital for 2 days afterwards, and eventually, once I was let out, they arrested me for defending myself. By the time I came back to Scotland, I had to go to court for it, and he didn't. I was basically just fighting in court against no one. And I ended up losing. And this affected my chances of getting a job because it was put down as assault. And eventually that's all gone away now. I took it to court again, and they basically just overruled everything because it was, quite frankly, retarded, okay? But it's not just that. It's not just the fact that it happened to me, but it's the fact it's happening to hundreds of people a week, thousands of people a month. It's not okay. It's not okay to bring people from another country with different cultures who think it's okay to do these things into our country without documenting who they are or where they are, who they have connections to, what they want to do here. It's all just wrong, okay? And that's just the way it is.
Sad, sad, sad. Okay. Oh man, this was... Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, last night, FBI's Kash Patel says arrests are coming soon on the 2020 election, and James Comey is only the beginning. Yep, it's it's coming. One of these days. It's on the horizon. I mean, I don't think they would be saying this so clearly if it were not. I guess a question of when. But that is good to hear. Comey only the beginning. I think it's probably, well, certainly at this point safe to assume Brennan. Who else though? Okay, onto the main pile here. Oh goodness, it's Greta. Oh yeah, we got lots of business. Okay. Schedule this morning. What's he up to? Executive time, policy meeting, and signing executive orders this afternoon. Oh yeah, Pentagon releasing footage of the U.S. Navy opening fire on an Iranian flagged cargo ship. And some warnings.
Vessel Tosca, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Okay, we gave the flare. Now we're getting. Anything? Be ready.
I don't know. Those just warning shots, or did they hit it? I guess they did.
A hole in its engine military.
They hit the engine room.
Has stopped an Iranian-flagged ship trying to violate the blockade by blowing a hole in its engine room. Alex Hogan is back with us from the White House now. Alex.
Not bad. Don't need to hurt or kill anyone. Just take the engine out.
Hi, John. So this is a major escalation from what we have been following in the last several days. And just throughout the day, as we monitor the situation with no vessels passing through the strait, President Trump now posting this on Truth Social, writing in part, today an Iranian-flagged cargo ship named Tsunami, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past our naval blockade, and it did not go well for them. The U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer USS Prudence intercepted the Tsunami in the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room.
Not bad. Give me 1 second. Okay, continue.
Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Tsunami is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because their prior history of illegal activity. We have full custody of the ship, and we are seeing what is on board. So again, just moments ago, the president posting this, so we'll wait to see more from what the president does come out and say. We did just hear within the last several minutes from the White House that we did not expect to hear from the president or see him today. So, of course, these Truth Socials can come out at any point as we continue to monitor the situation. But again, John, this does indicate a very clear escalation. In the last day, from what we've been hearing from not only the White House and the Iranians, the White House says that Iran is breaching the ceasefire by continuing to fire upon ships in the strait, especially yesterday. And Iran says that the White House is violating the ceasefire by holding this naval blockade. We will likely hear some more commentary from both sides just in the next minutes, but there's also been a lot of posturing that we've been looking at throughout the day as to what will happen with these negotiations. We do hear from the White House that the U.S. delegation is expected to travel there tomorrow for talks that could take place on Tuesday before the ceasefire ends on Wednesday. But as we've been reporting on Fox throughout the day, there's some questions as to whether or not the Iranians are fully on board and if they are going to come to the table and they are ready for those negotiations to fully resume. We did hear from the Iranian foreign minister yesterday saying that they wanted a complete framework before they agreed to move forward with anything. We've heard from the president repeatedly saying that this is the deal. You should agree to this deal. Or even today, he posted that he was going to take out bridges and a lot of civilian, not necessarily civilian, but infrastructure that could be used by civilians. We've heard the administration say, look, this is a reality of war, that in times of war, there are different types of infrastructure that could be hit. Of course, that is continuing to get backlash, but that is something that we will watch. We're also waiting to see where does all of this go. If Iran does not show up to the negotiation table, what does that mean for the ceasefire? But now a lot of more questions will be coming out of what this means by this Truth Social post and how the Iranians will respond in the next several hours, John.
Yeah, they
This is pretty nuts. I saw this one last night.
Hi, everybody! Look at that!
Freaking hot air balloon just came down in their backyard.
Wow! Hi, everybody! How's your guys' trip so far?
I think you guys missed the trees.
Yeah, seriously? Oh my god!
What is your address?
It's
That could have sucked, man. I mean, did anyone see that other one? And where was it? Just a few days ago.
Meu Deus do céu.
Yep, no thanks.
Jesus Cristo.
Nope. They all died. They're done. It was worth it. No thanks. No balloon for me.
Meu Deus do céu.
God, that is just nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel.
Jesus Cristo.
Yeah, indeed. Jesus Cristo is right. Oh, yeah. That sound. The thing just whistling, like screaming through. That is just, ugh. But hey, at least it ended well for them. Senator Eric Schmidt pushing for impeachment and removal of Boasberg.
Well, Judge Boasberg is the poster child for a rogue judge. And the facts run really deep, Maria. Before he received any case in March of last year in a secret conference with other judges in the district, he warned about President Trump, made false allegations, tried to poison the well. And then if you remember the Turn the Planes Around case, he inserted himself into that case in the middle of the night. He was not the emergency docket judge. He found his way, perhaps he was tipped off, he found his way to that case. He ruled against the president, but was ultimately slapped down by the United States Supreme Court, but he wasn't done there. Since then, he's still, Maria, tried to throw Trump administration officials in prison for contempt. He was slapped down again. This guy traded in his black robe, which is supposed to signify neutrality, for a blue jersey a long time ago. He was also front and center in the Arctic Frost investigation with Jack Smith, rubber stamping these subpoenas. So I've called for his impeachment. There should be a trial in the Senate. Impeachment should not be a scarecrow. It should be used for instances just like this.
And I should also point out that I think he was involved in the Russia collusion hoax as well. If I remember correctly, he's the one who gave a slap on the wrist to the FBI agent who lied about Carter Page when Carter Page was spied on. Is that right?
You're right about that. He is a partisan actor. He is not a neutral arbiter of facts in the law, and there ought to be an impeachment here.
Judicial Watch uncovered FBI records showing that the Washington field office told DOJ there was no probable cause for the Mar-a-Lago raid. Biden appointees at the DOJ insisted and requested a wide-scope search of Trump's residence, office, and storage space, and Melania's underwear drawer. Don't forget. They did it. Not nice. Mystery deepens as 11 researchers have... Oh, yeah, this whole thing. Vanished or disappeared. See.
Almost half of them are missing. The rest are dead. And they're connected with either U.S. military, nuclear, or aerospace research.
I mean, when you have a general like this, I think that's the most concerning right here. The fact that he left with his only his gun and left his cell phone. This is a guy that says, I'm not wanting to be tracked right now. So they got to provide some type of update to the public, or they'll keep putting it together themselves.
I wonder if there's going to end up being more than 11. And the other thing is, one of those interactions was, if you find a text message back and forth to a friend, if you find that someone says, I killed myself, right, it's not true. If you said, if they say I killed somebody, that's not true. So why would someone in the prime of their lives, in the middle of a fantastic career, be writing to a friend of theirs that if someone finds that I'm missing? I've never texted that in my life.
Which one was it that did that?
So they knew, some of these people knew or felt the pressure.
Almost half of them are missing. The rest are dead. And they're...
This one's, I don't know about that one. Eskridge is weird. The others... Her, I don't know about, though. She just... Something about her just weird. Very strange. I don't know. Couldn't even begin to guess. No clue. Tsunami waves are now reported striking or approaching parts of northeastern Japan. Oh, dang. Dang. Look at that. That is no joke. Dang, man. There we go. Oh no, come back here. What the boo! Oh, that's so rude. I hate when it does that. Come back here. There we are. Huh.
沖合で津波が観測されました。この後沿岸にも押し寄せます。急いで逃げてください。午後4時59分現在。
North Korea says it's tested upgraded missiles carrying cluster bombs.
A photo from state media claims to show Kim Jong-un and his daughter watching the launches. Now, it's worth noting cluster bombs are illegal under a 2008 treaty that North Korea did not sign. There's also evidence they've been used recently by Israel and Iran, which also did not sign the treaty. North Korea says it.
Yay, police identified the man who murdered 8 children Sunday morning as Shamar Elkins. What happened here?
Police have identified the man who they say shot and killed 8 children in Shreveport, Louisiana today.
Oh, boy.
His name is Shamar Elkins. Authorities are calling this a result of domestic violence. The shooting happened at 6 this
8 kids.
morning. The victims range in age from 1 to 14 years old. Shreveport police say a total of 10 people were shot. The only survivors are 2 women.
We've more than doubled our homicides in the city of Shreveport because of one act of domestic violence. We as a community, black, white, Republican, Democrat, need to stand together and fight for what is right. This is nothing but pure evil.
Police say they shot and killed the man responsible for the shooting after a short chase which involved a carjacking. Investigators believe the shooter was related to some of the victims.
Ay, ay, ay. What is this? Last night, Shamim Mafi, age 44, of Woodland Hills, California, was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport for trafficking arms on behalf of Iran. Charged with violation of 50 U.S. Code Section 1705 for brokering the sale of drones, bombs, bomb fuses, and millions of rounds of ammunition manufactured by Iran and sold to Sudan. Freaking arms trafficker. Wow. Creepy. She's an Iranian national who became a lawful permanent resident of the United States in 2016. Expected to make her initial appearance on Monday afternoon in U.S. District Court, downtown L.A. Wow. Sheesh.
Story just into our newsroom. This story just into our newsroom this morning. A Los Angeles woman arrested for trafficking arms on behalf of the Iranian government. Correspondent Max Gordon is in the Southland with more on that for us. Max, a crazy story with incredible pictures from the airport.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. Last night, 44-year-old Shamim Mafi, an Iranian national now living in the L.A. area, was arrested at LAX just before getting on a flight to Turkey. She's accused of trafficking arms on behalf of the Iranian government. According to the FBI's Iran counterintelligence squad, Mafi is accused of selling Iranian-manufactured bombs, drones, assault weapons, and millions of rounds of ammunition to Sudan. Mafi was allegedly coordinating with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. According to the federal government, one of the contracts was worth 60 million euros, brokering the sale of Iranian-made drones between Iran's defense ministry and Sudan. In another instance, Mafi is accused of selling 55,000 bomb fuses to the Sudanese military. According to the criminal complaint, Mafi is a lawful permanent U.S. resident, though not a citizen. She was born in Iran, relocated to Turkey, but most recently has lived in Woodland Hills, California. Mafi travels frequently to Iran, Turkey, Oman, and other countries, and according to the feds, executed her illegal weapons brokering scheme from multiple locations, including right here in California. She's currently charged with conspiracy to violate the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. If convicted, Mafi faces up to 20 years in federal prison. Kevin, back to you.
Dang, bro. That ain't no joke. Okay. What? Oh boy. OnlyFans creator posts what appears to be a Secret Service agent's ID on social media, alleges he's living a double life. Oh boy. Oh, complete with his picture and all and his name? Somebody's in trouble. Oh boy. So he's protecting the president by day and making adult content with her by night. Allegedly. All right, DOJ surging to target deep state traders. 2020 election stuff. 2019 impeachment stuff. Let's see.
I want to get your take on who really was behind that impeachment process for President Trump. But even more important, give us your sense of what you just heard me talk with Kash Patel about, and that is the failure of any accountability. Our audience knows exactly what happened with the Russia collusion story. No one has been held accountable. Why not?
Well, Maria, thanks for having me this morning. And I heard Kash's remarks. I agree with them. And, you know, your folks need to understand that when we start these investigations, it takes time. We have to interview a lot of witnesses. We don't want to do what the other side did, which is just jump to conclusions. And so we're building strong cases. And I think your viewers are probably familiar with the fact that some of the judges out there, particularly judges appointed more recently, have been, doing their own form of lawfare by simply denying the Trump administration valid cases in
people think it all starts with arrest. Arrest comes at the end of the process, man.
Court on numerous.
There is a lot that has to happen before arrest.
Different cases, and so we've experienced that at the Department of Justice, and so we're trying different tacks. We're putting teams together. I'm personally involved in some of the issues that we've talked about, like Kash. I can't talk about things prematurely before they come to a grand jury or before we're able to announce them, but I can assure you that the whole Department of Justice is very committed to this, and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche is continuing the work started under the Attorney General Pam Bondi, and we will have news in the very near future on these issues. And there's so many issues, Maria, like you just mentioned, the Atkinson situation. I mean, we just saw the news come out in the last couple of days about the CIA's weaponization of the government and intelligence officials to concoct a fake narrative regarding the Hunter Biden laptop and sign on and lie to the American people. And they did that, many of them, on the government dime. And so there are some serious violations that may come out of that as well.
There's Kash.
I lived through it, and the media came at me then, too. That just shows you that when you're over the target, you keep pummeling the target because the media's going to try and pummel you. We are not going to take this and have not taken this laying down. We did already indict former Director Comey, and that's going through the judicial process. But we also, at this FBI, even though we uncovered what we uncovered back in the House Intel days, I had to come in here and find rooms that they hid from the world. I had to come in here and find access on our computer systems in restricted and prohibited case files that they purposely put in places for no one to see and find. We have found all this information. We are working with our Department of Justice partners, and I am never going to let this go, because they not only have personally attacked the presidency of the United States and President Trump, but they tried to thwart our elections and rig the entire system. And that is not something that is going to stop on it. That is not something I'm going to allow on my watch. But you just have to remember, they built this disease temple over 20 and 30 years. We've got all the evidence. I can announce on your show that we've got all the information we need. We're working with our prosecutors at the Department of Justice and their Attorney General Todd Blanche, and we are going to be making arrests, and it's coming, and I promise you it's coming soon.
Well, Cash, hold on, because when you started this interview, you said
Should be obvious to people, like, by now at this point, that this is coming. Like, but it blows my mind that people bother wasting their time whining about how this hasn't happened yet. Like, it's obvious it's coming. Like, snap out of it, man.
Maria, you and I have been working together.
Grand juries have been spun up.
For a long
the process
time.
is going. It's coming, dude.
Exactly what you were referring to. You were on my show repeatedly talking about the Russia collusion story, and our audience wants to know why there's never any accountability. But specifically, the question that I asked you was about
There's never any accountability until there is, and that's coming.
Election
One way or another.
integrity, and whether or not you have any information to verify what President Trump says all the time, which is the election was rigged.
Yep. Oh, nice. Fury as a Nigerian migrant is caught cooking a cat in a public park next to a children's playground. But hey, remember, they're not eating the cats or the dogs. That is a lie. Except for this guy. Oh my gosh, it's like, oh, he's trying to cook it alive, man. It's a kitten. No! No! Little baby. Oh, here's this one in Italy. Yep. Oh, yeah. Cooking the swans. Disgusting.
I lived through it, and the media came at me then.
That we made.
Okay, Iranians still haven't agreed to attend peace talks with the U.S. on Tuesday.
If the deal isn't done, the deal that we made, then I'm going to take out their bridges and their power plants. He went on to say, if they don't sign this thing, the whole country is going to get blown up. Now, Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson today held a press conference saying the Iranians have not yet agreed to talks on Tuesday and that they are currently reviewing U.S. proposals. Guys?
So there's a chance, Trey, that we have a vice president going 18 hours to Pakistan to meet with an empty room.
Yes. At this point, the Iranians say they've not yet agreed to attend these talks on Tuesday. And overnight, state media was saying the talks weren't even going to take place. The Iranians have played these games before and then ultimately showed up at the negotiating table. But this is largely considered the last chance for the Iranians. When I spoke with the president over the weekend, he was very clear. They are going to sign on the dotted line, or he's going to target their bridges and power plants. And it's a decision that Iranian officials have to make. And I'm told by regional sources today there is a divide among Iranian leadership about what to do and whether or not to call the president's bluff. But the president isn't bluffing. This is a very similar situation that we saw before Operation Epic Fury began. The United States is giving the Iranians an off-ramp here, a chance at diplomacy, and if they don't take it, the war is expected to resume.
Hey, let me see if I fix that chat window. Hey, look at that. They fit. So far. Like the restream messages are fitting into the box now. Anything else look good? Think so? Think it's good? Okay. All right, next up, 100 cars took over. Oh, great, another intersection takeover, huh? This one in Queens. Mad Max, man.
See this as a New Yorker, lawlessness, do whatever I want, no consequences. You have to stay on top of this, and it can be done. This really is disgusting to watch.
Honestly, they're not even that hard. Come on.
See this as a
just smack down on that shit.
Will not go to peace talks in Pakistan as long as Iran says it will not go to peace talks in Pakistan as long as the U.S. blockade of its ports remains in place. Those talks were meant to begin today, but over the weekend, U.S. forces seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship near the Strait of Hormuz. That seems to have derailed the process, and this morning the Foreign Ministry spokesperson claimed the U.S. is not serious about pursuing the diplomatic process. American forces seized that Iranian ship after it defied repeated orders to turn around. President Trump posted, "The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in the engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel." Hours earlier, Iran fired on 2 Indian ships, the captain of one ship sending this urgent radio message.
Sepa Navy, this is Motorangastan Marhedar. You gave me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
President Trump.
Jeez. Can you imagine? God, that would suck.
Trump still says a peace deal will get done. He told ABC's Jonathan Carr that it will happen one way or another. The nice way or the hard way, it's going to happen. You can quote me. He's hoping fiery rhetoric about a return to war will get Tehran back to the negotiation table.
Unfortunately, we'll have to start dropping bombs again.
The current ceasefire is set to expire Wednesday. The administration is renewing its threats to destroy bridges and power plants across Iran, which could be a violation of international law.
Okay. Marine Joey Jones just dropped the mic on Rep. Mike Lawler. What for? Oh, the Haitian migrants. This idiot. Wow. Rep. Lawler apparently voted to extend temporary protected status for 350,000 Haitian migrants. Prime cat cookers right there.
If the cartels there and the war that is Mexico, you could use this exact same argument if the Biden administration had applied this to Mexican migrants for the millions of people from Mexico that are here, because they're working in industries that are incredibly important. We can't live if we don't eat, and they work on farms that produce food. So the righteousness of your argument doesn't necessarily address the fact that the Trump mandate for immigration is that if you came here illegally, or if if you came here illegally and the Biden administration used their very bad policy to allow you to be here illegally, you still got to go back and try to come back in? Why does that work for Mexicans, Venezuelans, Colombians? There are a few countries that still have some exempt status. Why does it work for Chinese? I mean, you know the brutality of that government. Why would it work? Why does it work for Haitians only? Why is it only Haiti that it seems you and 6 or 7 of your colleagues take objection to? And the reason why I ask is you voted for the bill. So even though I understand the explanation you gave about if this, then that, at the end of the day, it was all or nothing, and you voted for all.
So the bottom line is 2 things can be true at the same time. The Biden administration's policies were an absolute disaster, and our immigration system is fundamentally broken. I have always said I am against illegal immigration. I have always said I want secure borders. I want people to come here legally and lawfully. TPS is intended to be temporary, primarily related to humanitarian relief. And in the case of Haiti, it has been significant. They've had multiple earthquakes and hurricanes. They've had political unrest. You have gangs in charge of the entire country. President Trump rightfully has made focusing on the Western Hemisphere a priority, and in particular going after the drug cartels. He has designated them as terrorist organizations. That is something I've advocated for years, because we're not able to import everybody. We're not able to have everybody come here. We are a generous people, but we have to take care of the American people first. At the same token, if you have a situation on the ground in these countries in our hemisphere and we are doing nothing about it with our allies or cracking down on the drug cartels who are engaged in human trafficking and drug trafficking, then we saw the result, a disaster at our southern border and Joe Biden allowing them all into our country.
Yeah, this is neat. It's freaking awesome.
Look at that.
Dude, no way. Yeah. Taking out an iPhone. iPhones in space, man.
Would you look at that, man?
And Nikons. Nikons and iPhones. A group of what do we got? Hundreds of journalists released petition to urge DC's journalists to take much stronger stand on Saturday at the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Dan Rather, Sam Donaldson, and Jackie Judd are among the signers. What kind of cringe bullshit is this? And, oh, you're going to condemn Trump and his attacks on the First Amendment. That's funny. Because, you know, they're such upholders of the First Amendment themselves. Just forget all that shit they did in 2020. All the people they called for absolute censorship and banning and demonetization, deplatforming, debanking, de-everything. It was all them. Cheering it on. Greta Thunberg's Freedom Flotilla, rocked by sexual misconduct allegations. Don't tell me rapes were occurring on the boat. Ah. So, okay, may as well be. Senior leader within the flotilla, apparently engaged in relations with multiple activists while on the boat heading to Gaza. Not one person, not two, 3 different individuals. Any bets? What do you think? Yes? No? Maybe? Oh, they did it. Yep, they smashed. Yep. It's all over that picture right there. Ugh. Gross. Greta smushing on a boat on the high seas. No, thank. I don't want to. I'm so sorry. I just inserted that picture into my mind.
Federal data is revealing concerning numbers about the state of deadly drug overdoses in San Francisco. ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Luz Pena spoke with advocates and city leaders about the plan to tackle the crisis. She's live in the newsroom with more. Luz.
Yes, Emma, the numbers released by the CDC are alarming. Over the last 5 years, about 2 people every day died from a drug overdose in San Francisco. City officials tell us new approaches to this crisis are showing promising results. In 2025, San Francisco's fatal drug overdose numbers surpassed every other county in the country but one, Baltimore. Were you shocked to see the numbers that San Francisco is number 2 right now?
No. Other counties are improving faster than San Francisco is.
So how can San Francisco learn from them?
What I'm hoping is we have to do everything we can to turn off the magnet and stop being a destination city for drug-related lawlessness.
CDC data revealed that even though San Francisco has the second highest overdose rate for a big city, that total number of overdoses is going down, with 2025 being the lowest number in the last 5 years. We met Steve Adami, executive director of The Way Out, a homeless initiative by the Salvation Army at the city's first abstinence-based shelter. He believes places like this are making a difference.
The program is full. We've had no overdose deaths. We've had no overdoses. An 80% success rate, and I feel like we're opening the right types of programs that help people kind of overcome addiction, overcome homelessness.
The current 58 people in the program have to pass a breathalyzer test when they come in, get checked by security, and have to follow a 9 p.m. curfew, as well as required meetings with on-site managers, creating a drug-free environment.
For years, we were very enabling, that we were approaching the drug and homeless crisis as if it was only a housing crisis, and we weren't really addressing why people are on the streets. I think that's what's changed now.
San Francisco is facing a $643 million budget deficit that could grow to $1 billion over the next 5 years. There's concern this could put financial pressure to services aimed at addressing this crisis.
I am advocating to Mayor Lurie and to my colleagues to
insane, man.
Make sure that we do everything we can to avoid budget cuts for drug treatment and recovery services.
Where I just see this, I don't remember if it was San Fran or Seattle or Portland or what, but I just saw something the other day about how these street people are like using stray dogs to test their drugs on to see if it kills them before they use it, just to see if it's like laced with large amounts of fentanyl. Just give it to the dog and see if the dog dies. Pain.
The city's Department of Public Health said the budget will prioritize the
Let me find it. Only a matter of time before there's a video of a dog doing the Fenty fold. Look at this. God, and these freaking stupid people. OMG, do they like need water? Here's like some free water for you to feed your dogs that you abuse.
Let me get some more. Yeah.
Does that help? Is that better?
How much more? Need any? What else do you need?
What else do you need? Could I get you some money? Ride. The whole state. Like, look at, why would you give money to this? She clearly only keeps them for dogfighting or something like fucked up like that. Like, come on, dude. Insane, dude. Just sick. But yeah, the whole coast just needs to be thoroughly cleaned. The thorough power washing. We'll go with that. 2 U.S. Army soldiers from the 11th Airborne Division injured during a brown bear attack.
2 soldiers, they are recovering after what wildlife officials call a defensive bear attack in a remote part of J-Bear. Fish and Game says it happened Thursday during a land navigation
Only you can prevent forest fires.
training exercise on the west side of the Glen Highway. The soldiers, they did have bear spray with them, and officials say that may have saved their lives.
Nice.
No bears were found when first responders and biologists arrived, and initial reports identify that it was a brown bear, but samples from the scene are being tested to confirm
I love bears. Look at them.
the species
They're so cute.
and gender.
Until they kill you.
The area is now closed to recreation.
But they're so cute.
And the attack remains under investigation. 2 soldiers, they are.
I love bears. Bears. House to swear in Repelect Ana Lilia Mejia today. Or whatever, or something like that. Subcommittee hearing House Appropriations today. Oh, McCarthy, we haven't seen him in a bit.
I think he has made the right moves here. When he
This Ozempic McCarthy, is he
did the blockade
on the Ozempic? He looks like he's on the Ozempic or something.
Straight to tell Iran, you're not going to get to control this.
Yeah.
Because long-term, that's right. And he's making these long-term decisions to make sure not just America's safe, the world is safe. For 47 years, people let this go till it became too big of an issue. I'm thankful the president's doing what he's doing and has the will to do it right now. I think he terms, this Republican on Republican fight is bad. That will only hurt us.
Okay.
You've got to unite and put the agenda out there of why you should win the majority. I'm seeing if.
Okay. Amazon is using large Sunbelt Rentals generators to charge their electric delivery vehicles. What the f? Generators powered by diesel fuel. Yeah. So they're using diesel fuel to charge their electric vehicles and just plunking the shit down in the middle of parking lots. Look at this. How crazy. It's like a mobile. Look at that. With like all the charging stations and everything. That's so. Never seen anything like that's actually brilliant. Just like a business idea kind of thing. That's of course Amazon's doing it already, so fuck it. No point now. That is just nuts, though. What parking lot is this in? What a Home Depot. Yeesh. Senator Cory Booker delivered keynote remarks at a luncheon hosted by the Michigan Democratic Women's Caucus in Detroit. Spartacus calling for foot soldiers. Oh, he really wants to make that run for the Oval.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a storm in our nation.
Oh, wow.
There is
Haven't heard that one before.
darkness and wind. People are getting hurt. What we need is not from on high. We need foot soldiers.
So, not God? Pretty sure that's what he just said.
Soldiers of our democracy who in times of trial are willing to stand up. Will you stand for our democracy?
We don't need God. We need people, because they're so much better.
Will you stand for our children? Will you stand up for our elders? And will you stand together, unified, strong, be the hope that people need? We are Democrats. It's time for a new deal. It's time to redeem the dream of America.
He's really trying so hard. It's not just Apple News. Left-wing bias rampant, duh, on Google News, Yahoo, and Bing. Could that be because all the news is left-wing bias rampant? Yeah. Now you're getting it.
Can you explain?
Department of Transportation is targeting video gamers to fill an air traffic controller shortage. Smart.
Can you explain?
So that is so easily, like the parallels there. Just yeah.
Why it is.
It makes sense.
That the Transportation Department is looking for the next generation of air traffic controllers in a pack of video.
They ought to be looking for game designers, stuff like that, coding
gamers.
Right. That might seem odd, Peter, but we polled a random sample of our academy students in Oklahoma City for air traffic control. Of the 250 that we polled, only 3 of them were not gamers. And so we thought, well, listen, there's a connection here. They problem solve, they're spatially aware, they do multiple things at the same time.
Yep.
It's very reminiscent of what air traffic controllers do. And so we reached out to the community. Listen, we blew the socks off any prior record. We had 12,000 applications in 24 hours. 11,000 of those were qualified. We've already sent 8,000 of them to go get their skills test. So again, looking to find the best and the brightest, the best qualified to become
good
air traffic controllers I think this is a sign that, you know, looking at who we attract, who's great at the job, this made sense for us to reach out to the gaming community, and the response has been remarkable.
Of course, it's only a matter of time, I think, at this rate before all the work that they do is tracked and used to train AIs to do it for them. So enjoy it while you can. Okay. Yeah, T-Mobile and Starlink. Yeah. Starlink to direct to cell just turned millions of regular phones into off-grid communicators. T-Mobile's T-Satellite now supports 60-plus phones, iPhone 13 and newer, Galaxy S21 and up, Google Pixels, and more. Not bad. I mean, I can count on, like, well, one finger, probably, the number of times I've been in a situation where I need this. It's probably more than that, to be honest. You know, like if you're, say you're like out traveling on a highway out in the middle of nowhere where there's just no cell reception, you got that at all times, no matter what. As long as there's a clear view of the sky. If there's clouds out, a lot of clouds, yeah. But hey, that's not bad. That's pretty cool. I'm on T-Mobile, so. Mayor Mamdani just started his interview on Sunday saying he'd need multiple terms to keep his campaign promises. Yeah, guys. I'll do it. You just got to vote me in for like 3 more terms.
Confident you can accomplish all of the promises that you made in your first term, in one term?
So I've always said that we would accomplish all of these promises by the time that I'm done being the mayor. I'm fully confident of doing exactly that. And as you said, we inherited the largest...
The part he's leaving out is he needs to be the mayor forever.
...crisis that this city has... seen since the Great Recession. Frankly, this dwarfs even that. When we first came into office, we were looking at $12 billion. And thanks to the work that we did, the savings, the allocations of our reserves, the commitment from the governor, we were able to bring that down to $5.4 billion. Now what we're seeing is the importance of not just finalizing the city budget process, but the state budget process. And we're actually just a day from the moment when the governor announced that we will be pursuing a pied-à-terre tax, which will be a tax on the properties of the wealthiest of the wealthy. And we're so excited to be working with her on exactly that, because it will raise $500 million for New York City, and it will do so on an annual basis.
And we are going to get to, are you
not the path out of the
Mamdani smeared Obama in resurfaced tweets. Oh no, he didn't.
People have to realize Mamdani is not the path out of the wilderness for the Democrats. This is a guy who thinks Obama is too much of a right-winger for the Democratic Party. If anything, it's Mamdani who's sort of compromising by meeting with Obama. But this, you know, this is a guy who ran as a socialist in New York City, the most left-wing city in America, running against a disgraced former governor. He's not. This isn't the path out of the wilderness in swing states like Pennsylvania and North Carolina and other places where the Democrats want to win. And Obama, by the way, you don't want him as the poster child for the Democratic Party. People forget, after 8 years in office, he was a down-ballot disaster. Democrats lost 1,027 federal and state legislative seats under his watch. They lost a dozen governorships. They had the biggest loss of power since the 1950s under his watch. So, you know, Obama was electoral kryptonite. So if they want to put up Obama and Mamdani as their poster children going into the midterms, right, God bless them. Go ahead. People have to realize Mamdani is not the path out of the wilderness for the Democrats. This is a guy.
Insane brawl involving many black women. Oh, sign me up. Say no more. Say no more. I'm sold. Your titty hanging out, girl. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! You could probably make money doing this, like pro wrestling, but with black women. They just need some props, like some tables they can smash each other into, and cage match. KFC cage match. Yep. Oh my drink. Bitch. Put your titty away. Shit. Honestly. Clearly a human in a bear suit. Oh, I saw this one like last week. This is so funny. These freaking people trying to scam insurance by dressing up in a bear suit and scratching the seats and interior of their really expensive car. What was it? Oh, a Rolls Royce and a Mercedes. They did it. Yeah, that's right. They did it twice. They did it more than once.
A bizarre case of insurance fraud in California.
4 people are under arrest after claiming a bear damaged their luxury car. They even
Like, that is so clearly a guy in a bear suit.
showed the insurance company video of said bear inside their cars, including a Rolls-Royce and a Mercedes.
But wildlife experts said evidence showed it was clearly a person in a bear costume. The suspects are being charged with $140,000 in insurance fraud.
A for effort, I guess. Like, did they not check their own cameras and see that the video clearly looks like a person in a bear suit before they sent it to the insurance company? Like, they saw this and thought, nah, they'll never notice. I mean, what? Yeah. First American Pope once marched with Italian communists against Reagan's missiles, and the photo proves it. 1983, Comiso, Sicily, the epicenter of NATO's double-track decision. And there he is, yeah. That would indeed appear to be him. Hard to say, I mean, 100%, without seeing a photo of him, like a contemporary known photo of him at the time to compare. But that does look like him. Ilhan Omar blames discrepancy for $30 million disclosure error. Yes, Ilhan, it's just a discrepancy.
Happen.
Intentional.
I'll be waiting for the Democrats to,
I don't know what that is. Okay, Ilhan Omar has filed an amended financial disclosure that cuts her previously reported household assets from as much as $30 million to no more than $95,000, with her office blaming an accounting error. Oops, I accidentally $30 million. Where'd it go? Ah? What happened? How do you do that? The revised filing lists assets held by Omar and her husband, Tim Minette, at between $18,000 and $4 and $95,000, down from $6 million to $30 million in the original 2024 disclosure filed last May. The two businesses that drove the earlier figures, a Washington venture capital firm and a Santa Rosa winery, are shown in the amended version to carry no net value once liabilities are applied. The amended disclosure confirms what we've said all along. The Congresswoman is not a millionaire. Well, then why did you say that she was a millionaire on the papers? A 30 millionaire. And then just, I don't know, not notice it. You think you'd pick up on something that crucial? And I mean, really, come on, like a VC firm worth, what, nothing? And a winery worth nothing? All of a sudden, just out of nowhere? Are they insane? Like, nobody's going to buy this.
Congresswoman Okay, that was far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claiming the Justice Department and Congress probing her sudden skyrocketing wealth to $30 million in just 1 year, that they have a problem with her living the American dream. You heard her say the goddamn United States of America. We've got new questions on where she and her husband got all that money. Joining us now, Forbes Media Chair, Editor-in-Chief Steve Forbes. Steve, new information coming in, and Forbes magazine, your magazine, has reported this too, that the state of Delaware and Washington, D.C. canceled the registration for Omar's husband's investment firm, Rose Lake, for not paying its back taxes. We saw it owed more than $400,000 to Delaware and nearly $1,800 to D.C. She's claiming it's worth $25 million from less than grand a year before. How can his investment firm not afford to pay taxes? It's supposedly worth an estimated $75 million to $150 million. This is really weird stuff.
Well, weird is not the word for it. There's another word for it called crooked. Fraud. And that's why we have to have an investigation into this. As you know, the Biden administration started examining her finances and that of her husband. And so surprise, surprise, that investigation went nowhere. But it's amazing how people can go into Congress and then become these entrepreneurial investing geniuses where they come in. She had under $1,000 of net worth and her husband didn't have much, and suddenly now they're multimillionaires. Is there a money laundering operation here? And in terms of the firms themselves, they have a sketchy background. That winery in California that she and her husband own, where did that come from? Where's the wine there? And nobody can seem to find it. So there's a lot of smelly stuff here, and that's why in the American Dream, her version of the American Dream is the Al Capone version of the American Dream, Tony Soprano version of the American Dream, and that is steal it from the taxpayers. And so there's a lot of stuff here, and so when somebody cloaks themselves in the American Dream, and so you have numbers like this from minus 1,000 to 30, 40 million, you know something is not right.
Yeah, and she's also like blaming people, bullying, doing race baiting, race bullying. There's no evidence, public evidence, there's even a winery. She valued it at $5 million. His investment firm is real. It's supposedly real. Its D.C. headquarters appear to share office space at a WeWork, Steve. There's no track record of his firm managing money, doing M&A deals.
Nothing.
No clients we see, investment deals, or any work it's done. They say they do work in 80 nations operating in. There's no SEC registrations for them as investment advisors. What is going on here? This increasingly looks sketchy, both the winery and his investment firm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the winery may not exist, and the firm may be just really a name only, as you say, a WeWork office. Big deal. So that's why the investigation needs to be done. And suddenly all that $30 million, I think you're going to find, I'll make a speculation, a prediction, that $30 million came from sources that are illegal, period.
Thank you so much, Steve Forbes, helping us to break it down. We're going to stay on the story.
Okay. Excuse me. People of Peru storming the streets because of possible major election fraud. It's been over 1 week, and they still don't have hard results for the first round. Sounds familiar.
Noches interrumpimos estas horas la programación de Willax Televisión porque el Perú vive horas de incertidumbre. Debemos prestarle
funky music.
Deadliest shooting in more than 2 years.
What this? Oh, this is the Shreveport shooting.
This was the nation's deadliest shooting in more than 2 years. Police said that the gunman shot 10 people, killed those 8 children here in the house directly behind me, then
insane.
Stole a car at gunpoint and led police on a chase. All of this early Sunday morning.
Police say Shamar Elkins killed 8 children, including 7 of his own, in an execution-style shooting in Shreveport, Louisiana, early Sunday morning.
When he returned here, he began to execute children.
The incident started as a domestic dispute around 5 in the morning. According to police, Elkins shot a woman in the face at one house, then went to the house where his children were and shot another woman. Police say he pursued the children, even as some of them tried to escape.
Were they crawling out of windows to get onto a roof?
Yes, so actually this house right here that you see behind us, there's a window right above the garage. They actually climbed out of that window, we believe, and unfortunately one of the children was actually located deceased on the roof. So we are working to determine, we do believe that he shot the child while the child was on the roof trying to get away.
Police say the shooter then stole a vehicle from a driver at gunpoint and led officers on a multi-parish chase. When he stopped in a neighborhood and got out with a gun, officers shot and killed him.
We believe there are multiple weapons used here. There is a handgun that was recovered at this scene, and then there was a rifle-style handgun that was recovered on his person.
One of the adults shot was the wife of the shooter. Both women are hospitalized and expected to live. Photos posted to the gunman's Facebook page show him with several children. One posted just 2 weeks ago, captioned, "With all my kids, what a blessed day."
The kids played in the yard every evening.
Fred Montgomery lives directly across the street. He said there were no signs the shooter would do something like this.
Just yesterday evening, he was
crazy
sitting on the porch, and I waved at him. He waved back. The children were in the yard playing, and I just come in the house. And then this morning, we woke up to all of this.
The coroner's office released the names, the ages of all those children, 5 girls and 3 boys, as you mentioned, all between the ages of 3 and 11 years old. Elkinson previously pleaded guilty to a weapons charge. That was back in 2019. Nate, police are still investigating what it was that led up to this incident.
Okay. Oh, how nice. A mall fight. Wonder who's involved here. Every damn time. Without fail. Like, when is society collectively going to finally get so tired of this that they do something about it? Because I'm sick of seeing it. And most of all, I'm sick of seeing the same people doing it every time. Yeah. Oh, here's nice. Yet another. Just this last weekend. Wow, there was an actual pale-colored person of some sort. I'm assuming of the Hispanic persuasion. Certainly looks like it. Wow. We're doing pro wrestling moves, okay. Remember when malls used to be nice and, you know, fun to go to? Ah, yeah. Those are the good old days. Tech stocks today. Google and Marvel reportedly developing AI chips together. What? Marvel? With 2 L's. Never heard of it. New to me. Up 5% following a report from the information that the company is partnering with Alphabet to develop two TPUs to take on NVIDIA's GPUs. Yeah, Google started developing, they've already done a TPU, which has been a big thing for them and for just the industry generally. Very useful. Can't do the same things quite the GPUs do in the same way, but they accomplish some similar tasks in a different kind of roundabout sort of. They work in a different fashion. I wish I could explain better than that, but what are they called? Coral. You can buy these little things even on like eBay. Coral, yeah, Google Coral. These data centers have like hundreds of thousands of these little things. There you go. Look at that. And these are mostly intended for use on like a again, they call them like edge use cases where you're not like in the data center. It's like out on site, and it needs to be able to do certain tasks on site without sending things out to the cloud. Certain low level, simple, low compute kind of things. Wow, 2 watts of power. That's nuts. Ideal for object detection. There you go. So like, think of like all those, well, cameras out there, like license plate reading cameras, probably using a Google TPU. Just guessing, but either that or something like it. Pose estimation, image segmentation, all the face tracking or like customer tracking stuff in stores that's popping up everywhere now. Watching where people are walking in the store, where they stop, what they spend their time looking at. All kinds of stuff. Fascinating, scary, and super interesting too. Okay. Mississippi Law School, first in the Southeast to require AI education. Huh. So what are they, in what respects, in what sense? Goal is to train law students to use the technology effectively, efficiently, and ethically. Good. Going to be the big one, I think. And avoid a lot of the headlines that you've seen already where lawyers take shortcuts by using these technologies. Yeah. You're gonna see a lot of interesting movement in the field of AI and legal industry professions. It's a unique one where for at least certain types of cases, the cloud services are not going to cut it. Like, you can't have sensitive info like that hanging around all over the internet in God knows how many unsecure, like transition points that could be exploited and abused, hacked into. The only way for them to do it is, well, on site, which is going to get interesting because not really affordable at this point. So, or easy for that matter. A lot of business opportunities there. Stolen identities, inflated payrolls, and fake websites. St. Louis fraud ring indicted for $8.3 million heist. Wow. So who was doing this? Submitted at least 40 fraudulent applications for PPP loans, of course. And economic injury disaster loans, EIDLs, yielding at least $8.3 million. Investing. Jonathan Turley on what?
No, it's a very destructive series of pledges that they're making. It's part of this age of rage. They're promising straight revenge, straight retaliation. This is injecting that rage directly into the body politic. And there are many people who believe that that can carry them back into power. I'm not sure that's true. But, I testified at the Clinton impeachment. I testified at the Trump impeachment. And at the Trump impeachment, I asked Congress, and specifically the House, not to do what it was about to do, which is to destroy the body of law we have around impeachment. Instead of listening, they went ahead and impeached, but then they did one better. In the next impeachment, they didn't even hold a hearing. They did what I refer to as a snap impeachment and just went straight to impeachment. No hearing, no investigation. So this has become a pattern for Democrats, and I cannot express how damaging that is for our constitutional values values and history. They're making impeachment into a version of the English vote of no confidence. That's not what it is. It is something much more serious than that. But they are turning it into an unbridled circus.
Yep. Okay. This fly in the lumber aisle in Home Depot. Oh, we got... Oh, you've got to be kidding me, dude. Another. Let's see. Who's behind it this time? Well, if you can't tell by the voices... Dude, seriously? This one's got a freaking bow staff acting like a Shanghai monk. What is that? Oh my goodness. Clean up in aisle 18. Clean up in aisle 18. Yeah, who had the staff? And this one's got like a golf club or something. Yeah, that's the employee there snatching the thing away. I think, yeah. Jeez. That looked like it could be dangerous, man. This, whatever this thing is. I don't know what's on the end of that. Ouchie. Skydiver speaking out after crashing. Oh yeah, the Virginia Tech thing. This is nuts, man. The guy is incredibly lucky. It could have ended so much worse than it did.
A 17-year-old Army Special Operations vet dangling from a parachute for about 20 minutes before first responders rescued him. He spoke about that frightening moment when the winds picked up.
That must have been so terrifying, dude. Like literally dangling by a string.
And he had to change course.
Oh.
This morning, the skydiver who slammed into the scoreboard at a Virginia Tech football game speaking out.
It happened so fast, it surprised all of us.
Pasha Palenker was one of 3 performers set to parachute onto the field before the Hokies game Saturday.
And they missed. Yeah, the winds, I guess, too strong.
He says everything was going as planned until the winds picked up.
When I was approaching, everything looked fine.
So then he, you know, the parachute catches on the Virginia Tech lettering up there, and the guys just, see if they show it here. They don't show him like dangling, but he's like literally suspended, right? That's him up here, just dangling by the parachute strings, which, I mean, if the wind ends up blowing the other way, God forbid, that thing comes unhooked from the letters, he goes straight down.
We are so lucky.
Could have been bad, man. I'm sure he would have survived that, but this is still a good. Gotta be a good, like, dang near 40 feet. Parachutes would maybe slow his fall a little bit, even though they're not open. But that could have ended so bad, man. The Virginia Tech games are really something, though. If you've never seen, here, look at this. I lived there. I did not attend Tech. I was at the another school in the area, but I lived in the same town. And I went to, you know, a lot of the games. Had a lot of friends at the school. Lived there during the Virginia Tech shooting. It was a crazy day. Where's a good one here? There we go. No, give me the big one.
Listen and soak it in.
It's wild. They've played this song for like 25 freaking years. Crowd goes bonkers nuts every time. It is something to experience. Like if you've never been to something like this, it is a blast. And I'm not really like a sports, I mean, college sports, okay. Although it's gotten worse lately. Commercialized and shitty. But man, I'm good with this. I had a total blast going to these, like flyovers and the fireworks and crazy drunk ass college kids out having a blast. It was a great time of my life. Always love that. Yeah, they love their football there. Great stadium too. Huge. I mean, look at that. That's. Oh, where's my page? There we are. Okay. Apple Store leaving Towson Town Center in Baltimore County, Maryland. I know a lot of kids at Towson. Film friends and stuff. Apple has cited declining conditions. Not surprised.
Statement. The Apple Store is the latest in the series of stores leaving the Towson Town Center, citing declining conditions. But the Towson Chamber of Commerce says it has a reason to question that statement. The Towson Town Center is a staple in the city.
This is a nice mall, you know, it's quality mall.
But is the mall on a downward spiral?
I kept hearing from people that, like, the mall is going to shut down soon, even from some of the workers.
One of the most popular stores, the Apple Store, announced it's leaving, citing departure of several retailers and declining conditions. Executive Director of the Towson Chamber of Commerce, Nancy Hafford, says that can't be the reason.
That store does so well. It's crowded all the time, and I know they do a great business there.
The Towson Apple Store was the first in the country to unionize in 2024.
What?
The International
That's crazy. Weird. I didn't know that.
National Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers released a statement saying in part that this raises serious concerns, that this closure is a cynical attempt to bust the union.
I'm not sure if being a union store had anything to do with why they're closing, but I know that it couldn't be sales. And from the police report,
could it be loss prevention?
That I've heard, they haven't had issues over there.
The news coming as a shock to customers.
That's crazy. It's been here for a while, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of money lost from Towson.
Hafford says preventing...
What? Say that what? Huh?
A shock to customers.
That's crazy. It's been here for a while, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of money lost from
Hey?
Hafford says preventing stores from leaving
no idea
starts with customers.
I'm asking them if they'd please just start looking at your local businesses first before you go online to buy something.
Crime and vacancies. Hey, how about that? Drive fewer shoppers to Towson Town Center. Yeah. Loss prevention. Many of them had babies just to stay in the 5-star shelters longer because you get a 6-month extension if you have a kid. Oh, sorry, I couldn't do it in Spanish.
Para vivir 2 meses, a menos de que la chica
Unless a woman is pregnant and she is soon to do, then they let you stay 6 months.
persona pues vaya, tenga un bebé y muy pequeño de recién nacido que vaya a dar a luz y les dan 6 meses de estadía. Pero normalmente...
But normally, they only allow 2 months and then you have to go.
Solo son 2 meses y tiene que salir ya.
Do many people have birth during that 2-month period?
Sí, esas personas son
sí.
las que más tienen de pronto alguna, ay, que pueda pasar o...
Okay, hold on, what'd she say? C, those are typically the people that are afraid that something may happen.
De pronto alguna, ay, que pueda pasar o algún miedo. Lo que pasa es que
the shelter only gives them 2 months to be there, but if you get pregnant and soon to have baby, then they let you stay 6 months. Oh, no wonder. Anchor babies, huh? Totally not a thing. Nah. So, according to new data, anchor babies, which again, remember, are totally not a thing, have reached nearly 10% of all U.S. births. Police expected to present their case involving singer... Oh yeah, that guy, the black one, in connection with the death of a teenage girl whose body was found in an abandoned car linked to him.
Attorneys now reviewing the... And David was, of course, taken into custody by the LAPD back on Thursday, and today we should finally learn if he'll actually be charged with the murder of Celeste Rivas. That's the 14-year-old whose body was found in the trunk of a vehicle registered in the singer's name. The district attorney's now reviewing the case. They've scheduled a press conference for later.
And if he didn't, he know who did.
This morning. It's been 7 months since Celeste Rivas' body was discovered. She had been missing for more than a year at that point, and sources say the medical examiner has ruled her death as a homicide. Now, David is a stage name. He's a very popular performer, real name David Burke. He canceled his world tour after Celeste Rivas was found dead. He still has tens of millions of monthly listeners on Spotify. In a statement, his attorney says the actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
Love to see how they're going to do that one. Chaos erupts as tiger leaps into the crowd after circus barrier collapses. Oh, hell nah. Yo! No, that tiger freaking out, man. He's just a big, it's just a big kitten. As long as they fed him recently. Yikes. American AI developer Anthropic plans to lay the risks out on the table even as it restricts deployment of a new model dubbed Mythos, whose powerful cybersecurity capabilities raise stark questions for companies and governments. I'm starting to have my doubts about this. Well, certain aspects of this. I do think it's going to be quite powerful. Probably can do a lot of the things that they're saying. But I think the only reason they're not releasing it is because they don't have the power to back it up. Like they can't serve. They can serve a few like enterprise customers in the government, but they can't serve, you know, tens of millions of regular users on top of that. I think that's the problem. I think that's why they're not releasing it. We have a model that's beginning to outstrip human capabilities in the cyber world. Mythos is capable of spotting security holes that have existed for decades in systems tested by both human experts and automated tools that have never been discovered before. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, shite. Back here. All right, where were we? Senate votes today to confirm Andrew Davis, former chief counsel to Texas GOP Senator Ted Cruz, to be district court judge.
Colder, right when he got...
And some local news for me here, Virginia. Golly. If they do this, I swear, man.
2016, when Eric Holder, right when he got out of the Obama administration, started the Democrat Redistricting Commission. And then in 2022 and again in 2024, they pressed to pick up seats in New York. But with all that said, it's about Virginia. And Virginia in 2020 held a constitutional referendum, amended our Constitution to have nonpartisan, independent redistricting. 2/3 of Virginians said we want politics out, politicians out. And now we have Abigail Spanberger saying she's going to ignore the voice of Virginians, override them, and try to adopt the most gerrymandered map in America. Today we have what is...
but when they do it, it's redistricting. It's not gerrymandering.
It is
Sir. Calm down.
What is assessed as the fairest map in America. I don't love it. It's 6 Democrats and 5 Republicans, but it's fair. And she wants to override it and turn it into the most gerrymandered map in America. It's wrong. Virginians should stand up and vote no tomorrow.
Do you think that Republicans...
Of course, no Democrat will do that because they're scum.
Or even, I understand that there are some Democrats who don't like this either. Is there a chance that this might not happen?
There is a chance, and that's because it is viewed as being such a gerrymandered grab of power, and they've lied to us. I mean, even the Washington Post came out and said that this is the most brazenly dishonest campaign from the yes vote, and they effectively endorsed the no vote.
Like Orwell on steroids type shit.
The Washington Post. And Virginians understand this, and so what we're seeing is not only Republicans coming together, but independents and a lot of Democrats. So this is going to be close. Listen, it's an uphill battle because they have poured $70 million into this. That's more than they spent on the...
Wow, I did not know that. That's freaking crazy. They want this desperately.
On the governor's race in a very short period of time to try to fool, deceive, and trick Virginians. But the reality is a no vote is for the fairest maps in America.
As I understand it, Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader in the House, has put in about $20 million of his own campaign cash to help here. And just a quick glance this morning.
Yeah, please pray for us here in Virginia, everyone. That this
2006
is stopped in its tracks because this is just, it's pure insanity. I mean, look at that map, dude. One district, one red district is what they're going for here. 1 out of 11. And they have so completely fried the brains of their voters that they'll do it. They'll vote for this. No question. Won't even bat an eye. And they'll pat themselves on the back for it the whole way, telling themselves they're saving the state somehow by completely gerrymandering the shit out of it, despite all of their disdain for Republicans allegedly doing that. They don't care. They'll do it. I hope something puts a stop to it somehow. I hope some of them still have enough of a conscience left to at least just not vote on it. Supreme Court agrees to hear Catholic schools challenge after Colorado excluded it from universal preschool program. Thing. And then finally, another, another fun time in a fast food establishment. This is what I do when I don't get pickles on my sandwich. Yeah. Should have put pickles on that bitch. I told you put pickles on that bitch. Let's remember them pickles next time. Anyway, Chicago at a Wendy's. Nice. God, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go make some food. Yes, Mr. Fedora's in. Hello. How you doing, man?
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, plugging away, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Got a good show today, I think, though. Found over the next couple of days, actually, there's been some really interesting things going on. So there's a bill about the trying to the parental act kind of thing. I can't remember the name of it right off, but I'm going to cover that a little bit because we gotta stomp on this one for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I got a new open source privacy app that I'm going to be sharing.
Oh, fun. Cool.
Here first off before that, but then and then Neuralink. They've got a update from a year ago that I'm going to show too.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you get to it, man. I'm out.
All right. You have a wonderful day.
Will do. Have a good show, man.
All right.
All right, YouTube. Bye-bye. I'm out. I'm starving. As I said, I'm going to go make some soup or some shit. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but then I'm back to work. I got stuff to build, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow.